What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series Talk Show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be reviewing the latest fan channel wave of Black Series figures, that being Luminara Unduli, Shaak T, and Sebulba.
Is this the best Black Series wave to ever exist? I know it's a fan channel wave, so it's only 3 figures. It's not a mainline wave, but I genuinely think this is probably the best singular wave of Black Series.
Yeah, they have been killing it with the fan channel waves recently. That's how we got Commander Bakara and Kiadi Mundi, and so continuing that trend with 3 more bangers here of highly desirable characters as well. We've been waiting a long time for Luminara, Shaak T, and in the famous words of Landspeeder Luke, we didn't know we were allowed to want something like Sebulba.
Right. Yeah, so we'll definitely save Sebulba for last. I mean, let's just jump into them, Nate. We got, first up, let's talk about Luminara Unduli, the Jedi Master. This is in an Attack of the Clones box. A green-skinned Mirialan? Luminara Unduli served the Jedi Order during the final years of the Galactic Republic, fighting in Clone Wars battles such as Geonosis and Kashyyyk. Number 7. Let's crack her open.
So we've got Luminara out of the packaging, and we've talked about her quite a bit on the channel already, but we've not sat down to do the official review. So we're finally here, and she is just so damn awesome.
She is.
Just to focus on, well, of course, you get your one lightsaber with her, and it is a Grievous saber.
Yeah, it's one of their more generic, it's a Jedi lightsaber, throw it in there. There's a little bit of gold, some hits of silver.
But you know what I appreciate about it is that it does have the silver paint on it, because that's one thing that I feel like is sticking out more and more as time goes on. We're noticing a trend where they're not painting lightsaber hilts silver anymore. They're just a dull, flat gray plastic, and it doesn't look good, but thankfully Luminara's is painted. And just to focus on the details of the actual figure itself, she just looks amazing. The sculpt work here is absolutely wonderful. They did a great job with all the different texturing details. She is a mixed media figure as well, so you get a little bit of soft goods, you get a little bit of sculpted plastic.
And they work really well. Even the headdress on the head, of course, it doesn't really hinder the articulation at all, as I see you're twisting the head back and forth. I mean, no hindrance, for rotation at least.
I feel like that would have been something that, had this figure come out maybe even a couple years ago, would have been a major issue, and she probably wouldn't have been able to rotate her head at all. But they did a really nice soft plastic for the headdress, so not only does it look really accurate, and it has some nice sculpt work to it.
Yeah, some sculpted detail.
It's functional as well.
Yeah, the paint on this figure goes crazy as well. Kind of a common trend with all 3 of these figures. I mean, there's paint on the saber hilt, like we said, but her face has a good amount of paint. There's gold hits on her chest with a little medallion. The sash, what is it called? I always forget. Someone always comments what that middle lower sash thing is called. That Ventress has it, Shaak T and Luminara have it. But, I mean, it's this orange, maroon, gold, black. Her gauntlet armor kind of has a similar vibe going on. Just really, really nice hits of paint all around. Obviously, the majority of her costume is black, but it's also, really dark purple.
Yeah.
On the back here and on the sleeves as well.
Right, and we kind of see that a little bit more highlighted in the upcoming Barriss Offee figure, where she's super purple. But yeah, you can definitely see the traces are there on Luminara. Building off of what you're saying, I think, the tattoos on her face.
Yep.
Or the markings, I'm not sure if they're actually tattoos or not. That's just simply me saying something there, but
it does give me more of a Clone Wars vibe than live action.
Yeah, the likeness is definitely a little bit more animated, which is odd, especially once we get into Shaak T.
Yeah, because Shaak T looks like she's ripped straight out of the film, whereas, yeah, Luminara has more of an animated look. I give it a pass, because it's like a Jedi alien species, like humanoid, but still an alien species. Articulation, though, is amazing. I mean, they all reuse, like, the Orasing Holdo legs, but they're the fixed version of the legs.
Yeah, so they don't have the bunk hip joints anymore, so they articulate just fine. They're double jointed, and we also have thigh swivel. Glorious, glorious thigh swivel.
Yes, sir.
And I think it works well. Obviously, the legs are covered, so does it really matter that they're reuse? Not
Absolutely
at all.
not.
And I think something else I really enjoy about this figure articulation-wise are the butterfly joints.
Oh, yeah.
There's only a few figures, Black Series-wise, that actually have some really nice use out of the butterfly joints. We love our butterfly joints, but they could definitely be better. And Luminara is a great example of that here. She has a lot of forward movement on the butterfly joint.
Yeah.
So you can really press her arms together.
Because it looks like they just, like, sculpted the arms in a way that would give her more range.
Right. And if you see it right here, and I'll definitely show, a B-roll shot of this, but her arms can go really close together.
I really wish every Jedi could have that, like, holding the saber in front of them.
Yeah, because you could really get her into some really tight two-handed poses.
Yeah, the single joints are pretty deep as well.
Right.
And I like how the sleeves are kind of separate from the arms.
Oh, yeah, that's a really nice little detail there. So it actually looks like it's a continuation of the robe itself. But yeah.
This is honestly peak. Like, this is probably, like... There's so many good figures this year for, like, a top 10, but, like, I could easily see this figure going on the top 10.
Right.
Because...
And she's got a little bit of a gesture hand as well.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I like that they've been doing that, too. Like, not just straight up C-grip. If we can't get all hands in this line, stop the C-grips on the Jedi and the saber-wielding characters.
Yeah.
That's a great pose right there.
Yeah. Luminara is awesome. She's definitely one that you're going to want to add to your shelf, as I hope most of you have already, especially since prequels are hype right now. Even though these are in Attack of the Clones boxes with the Revenge of the Sith hype still coursing through my veins.
Yeah.
All these prequel Jedi are going crazy.
So while we're on a prequel Jedi high, why don't we just jump into Shaak T? Also in an Attack of the Clones box, she is number 8. Shaak T, a wise and patient Jedi Master, the Togruta Shaak T, fought at the Battle of Geonosis and supervised the training of clone cadets on Kamino. This is one I was like, a lot of people thought that this would be deluxe if they ever released a Shaak T, just because of the crazy intricacies of her design as far as the paintwork. But let's jump in.
Yeah, like you were saying, Justin, I definitely agree with you. This is a figure that on the surface, when you obviously look at pictures of the character, you think there's no way Hasbro is going to do that and it's going to be a regular standard figure. There's just way too much detail, way too much paint. But here we are with a standard figure for Shaak T, and they absolutely killed it with Shaak T. I think she has an incredible likeness to the theatrical version of Shaak T, which is very important to you and I. We definitely prefer theatrical likenesses over anything else.
And that's what Black Series has always been.
Right.
Regardless of if it's an animated character or live action, like, they always lean into the more live action looks. But yeah, I mean, Shaak is she's every bit as incredible as Luminara. I think Luminara slightly edges out Shaak in articulation, but I think Shaak T overall has the more, like, visual look.
Oh, yeah.
And the details, because the paint is crazy. I mean, just the head sculpt alone.
Yep. I think that is just wonderful. We've got, her Leku, which is just fantastically detailed. It's huge, which was another thing that we thought was going to be a major issue with Shaak T. Is once again, we were thinking the head articulation was going to be hindered simply by the Leku,
True.
but with Hasbro's recent modern improvements, they've made them out of some really nice soft plastic. So the head articulation is not really hindered at all. And honestly, I would love to see a new Rebels Ahsoka with properly long Leku as well.
Ooh. On that articulation scheme,
Yeah,
please, because
right.
she also has the great articulation that Luminara has with the double jointed and thigh swivel legs. Because again, it's those same legs. Both figures have the same legs, and they're completely covered by soft goods. Absolutely no quarrel with the reuse.
Yep.
So, I mean, the articulation is good, the butters and everything. Some people do point out the different shades of red on her face compared to, like, her chest and the hands.
Yep, I can definitely see that.
I'm going to assume that's just, like, the head is painted, and then I'm assuming the chest is, like, you know, just the plastic.
It looks like the face is painted, the neck is plastic, the chest looks painted.
Huh.
And then the hands are obviously plastic.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
I do see
yeah.
that, so I'll mention that for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely worth mentioning, but it really doesn't do much in terms of like killing the figure for me.
No,
at all.
absolutely not.
The gold detailing, you know, for the headdress that runs along the Leku is fantastic, and it's even painted all the way around to the back of the figure, which is awesome. This is all painted down the Leku as well.
Yeah,
so,
like the striping.
and it looks really nice. It doesn't look too bad. I've seen some kind of bad ones, but thankfully,
Same.
Shaak here looks pretty good. My copy, at least.
Right. Yeah, no. Same thing with that lower, like, sash thing. There's just such a variety of color. Some red and, like, beige, gray, brownish, maroonish coloring and everything. It's just... It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of detail that both of these figures have.
Oh yeah, she similarly to Luminara, they both have like a little bit of a cutout on the front of their torso, so that they actually get a little bit more forward butterfly joint movement.
Oh yeah.
It's a little unfortunate. Shaak is she's double C gripper, but
True, yeah.
still though, I think she looks fantastic, and once again, just such a long time coming, and I'm so happy that it took so long for it to happen, because once again, I feel like if this figure had come out a few years ago, it probably would not have been anywhere near as good as it is right now.
That's facts. This is a good one. Definitely recommend Shaak T. Which, I mean, if you got Luminara, you gotta get Shaak. I mean, how could you not get both?
So that's two highly desirable, well-executed prequel Jedi to add to the shelf. But we've got one more figure to review, and we definitely saved the best for last. Now, let's talk about Sebulba.
This is the one that everyone needed to support, but everyone was like, prequel Jedi lightsaber, and then they just left poor old Sebulba, a uniquely sculpted, first time in 6-inch, a Dug, a new alien species that has paint on him. Let's get into Sebulba. He's in a Phantom Menace box, of course, number 6 in the lineup. A crafty, vicious Dug. Sebulba became one of the Outer Rim's most successful pod racers. Aggressive, arrogant, and not above cheating to win a race.
Now, Justin, we always talk about how much we love aliens and how
Yes, we
Hasbro
do.
always does a fantastic job. They always have done a fantastic job with the aliens.
Yep.
But with Sebulba here, we've entered a new era. A new echelon of potential alien characters to come to the Black Series. Previously, I feel like most of the aliens we've gotten in the line have all been humanoid,
Right.
just standing like a normal person, nothing too crazy. I mean, I guess Sebulba could technically be kind of
'Cause it's like
humanoid.
4 limbs, head, 2 eyes,
Right.
nose, mouth,
But obviously, the thing that makes Sebulba unique is that his arms are his legs, and his legs are his arms, as are all the species, the entire species. Every Dug is like that. But it's one of those figures, though, where you can clearly see, like, they can't use this for anything else. This is a one-and-done sculpt. It's not like they're going to do the special edition Doug that randomly walks into Jabba's palace.
True.
That's literally the only other Doug I think we ever see in the movies. But
Right.
So they had to spend the money to do this brand new sculpt, and usually with a brand new sculpt that means a little less paint.
True.
But Sebulba here is
he's loaded.
He is packed with paint app details. He has this wonderful purple skin tone that lightens into
it's like gradient almost. It like goes into a lighter skin tone, almost like a dinosaur.
Right.
Sort of paint, like a little Hammond collection paint scheme going on.
Right.
He's got like this chainmail diaper thing that he wears, and
it's got a loincloth.
Yeah. It's like a nice silvery gray color. He has all sorts of paint. There's a dark wash on his neck and a dark wash on his face. Also his little like beads or jewelry that's in his little whiskers.
Yeah.
His eyes, of course. The outfit that he's actually wearing is a nice contrast between a darker brown and a lighter brown. A little bit of gray on the little middle piece.
Mm-hmm. They really went all out with the paint app details. The sculpt work is incredible. There's some really nice, wrinkles on his skin.
Yeah.
The face just looks perfect.
Right. Look at the neck, too. Like, look at that gross...
Right.
Look how gross this neck looks.
Exactly. He's got some really nice sculpt work there. That mean mug he's got on his face, that classic Sebulba, just like pissed off at everyone, ready to literally murder a child.
Bro's just
in a
crashing
race.
out.
He's ready to explode at any moment.
And it doesn't stop there. We have some accessories with this Black Series figure.
That's
we have
true.
The little frog thing that Jar Jar Binks is very much interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to eat it, and that was his meal.
Yep.
Or it like lands in his food or something.
Yeah.
It like flies out of his mouth, and then it lands in Sebulba's like table that he's sitting at. So then he tries to pick a fight with Jar Jar. But this little frog thing, it has 2 eyes, and they are painted black. But other than that, it's like this light green, grass green color.
Yeah, it's just a green plastic, but they did sculpt his feet so Sebulba
can like hang.
Yeah. And Sebulba holds on to him really well.
Ooh, that could be an interesting like SHF Jar Jar tongue. Like it could be hanging, and then Jar Jar's like,
That is
let me
true.
tongue it.
And remember, with the SHF Jar Jar, he also comes with the frog already in his mouth accessory.
Ooh, true.
Yeah.
But you also get his little racer helmet, his pod racing helmet.
Wish we could have got that with Anakin.
Yeah. Now, it fits over his head perfectly. Got some darker brown and lighter brown on there. Kind of matches his main outfit, his getup.
Mm-hmm.
But the best part, Nate, is the transparent plastic that they used for the goggles, which they infamously could not use for Bad Batch tech. But they managed to do it for Sebulba, just like the figure that came out in the 90s or the early 2000s.
Yes.
Whenever that figure came out for Sebulba.
Yep.
But
the technology was erased until just now. It was long lost, and they just found it again.
Yep. But yeah, it just pops right on. It goes over his ears.
Yep.
And
yeah, I love that it like kind of clips around and fits pretty snugly.
Yeah.
Around his actual head.
Right. And there he is. He's ready to pod race.
Yep.
And the best part, we haven't even talked about the best part about this figure.
Mm-hmm.
And that is it stands up on its own. Hasbro had to take a small amount of creative liberties with the size of his fingers on the back legs, or what would be his arms. They had to make his fingers a little pudgy to support his weight. But as Nate literally just did, he found the center of gravity. It like instantly, like this figure just stands. And it's so crazy how they distributed the weight of this figure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The engineering behind this is truly spectacular, and it's something that I would definitely love to see more of. They did do ball-jointed wrists for his legs his feet legs, but still,
Sure.
it's awesome. You know that so you get all sorts of movement there, and I think that's really key when you are trying to find that center of balances. Those ball jointed wrists, I think, are really what.
Because you just move him in whatever direction you need him to go.
Exactly, and with the, like you said, it is a little bit of a creative liberty with the with the toes. They are definitely engorged, but
I don't
how
care.
how
I
else
don't
are you
care.
gonna do it? This compared to the version that released in 1999, which stands, but you got to play with him. We got to really find that center of balance. You can tell that they really did a great job here of updating the figure and updating obviously the technology from all the way back then, but you could literally just do some crazy exaggerated.
Bro's hitting those Juno poses.
Yeah. Have you ever tried this one?
Oh my god. But honestly, Nate, I think like when it comes to this wave, it's not only character selection, which is just like absolutely peak. I mean, what a theme for a wave. 2 Jedi and a like unique creature alien from the prequel trilogy. So it's like a whole wave of prequel trilogy figures. So not only is the character variety peak, the execution of the figures is just almost flawless.
Does this feel illegal?
Yeah, Bruce. Oh my gosh.
Regular Sebulba?
It's like begging. It's like a dachshund when it goes up on his hind legs and begs.
Right. Oh, man. Oh, he's even got peg holes.
Oh.
So even if you wanted to give him a stand.
Okay. I mean, like I was saying, I think this is just like the best way. Like, they need to keep this sort of stuff up with like the fan channel waves where we just easily pre-order it, get the figures. All 3 of these figures have excellent sculpted details, amazing paint apps for the Black Series, like just overall great execution, visual look, articulation, engineering, sculpt work, details, like shelf presence. This is just... this is peak Black Series. This is like everything I want out of the Black Series. Give me Jedi from the prequels. Give me crazy alien creatures. Let's get some Cantina patrons and Jabba's denizens. Let's apply that Sebulba engineering work to some Cantina patrons and Jabba's denizens. But generally speaking, I mean, this is just like the best Black Series has to offer, honestly.
Yep. This really makes us collecting the line for so long. It's rewarding.
Yes.
To finally
That's a great way to put it.
These figures, these are things that we've wanted for so long and we've asked for so long, and it's great that we're finally getting them. And not only that, they're fantastic figures as well.
Yep. So Hasbro, do more of this, please. And you seem to be doing more of it because we just got that peak like SDCC set coming up. I'm like, it's like the Vince McMahon meal.
Right, exactly. There's so much coming on the horizon. The Anakin Obi-Wan set. We got a new Han Solo and Chewbacca right around the corner that look amazing.
Yep.
The future of the Black Series is bright. Character selection is better than ever, and the figures in themselves are getting better and better, despite minor little setbacks here and there on certain figures.
Thigh swivel.
There are some things that could be better, but I think overall we're in a great position in the Black Series, and the line just seemingly overall keeps getting better and better. So we hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe if you're new. We're always talking about Star Wars The Black Series here on the channel. And if you are in a position to help support us more directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers. Check those out in the description down below. While you're there, join that Discord.
You gotta join it up.
That one is completely free. Just click the link and sign up, and then you can get connected with us and other like-minded members of the community. As always, we do have to give a special shout out and a huge thank you to all of our current channel members. Your continued support is truly appreciated. And thank you to everyone else out there for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement. Bye.